Good morning. Welcome to TERRA at Home. We're really excited because this is the first show of our 5th season of TERRA at Home, and we're even extra excited because we have Pat Korosi here, and you are the new manager of our 5th TERRA store.
That's right.
And this is really exciting. So this has been in the works for some time. The store is officially open, but we're a week away from the grand opening. And you have been with the TERRA company for a while now, but this is your opportunity to manage a new store. And how's that feels exciting, I'm sure.
It's extremely exciting. Yeah, I've been with TERRA for 4 years, and I've had the good fortune of working in 3 different locations. So I've got a really good feel for the customers and how they vary from store to store.
I was going to say they would, and that's the thing, right? When we look at our Milton store versus our Burlington store, and really just seeing the different demographic. But TERRA has something for everybody nowadays, and you know, the interviews that we've been doing have covered the whole gamut, from obviously all the staples that we know are so familiar with TERRA, but now jewelry and clothing, and it's just endless. So that's all what we're going to see in our new store.
Absolutely. We've got an amazing selection for this spring. We've got really beautiful patio. Our buyers have gone overseas and really around the world to bring us a really wonderful collection of patio furniture, patio accessories, umbrellas, pergolas, shade structures, awnings and sails, and all kinds of things that you probably won't see anywhere else.
And that's what's great about TERRA, is that, you know, we do bring in some really interesting pieces, and people do seek us out because of some of those interesting patio pieces that you don't see everywhere. And again, it's that time of year when people are just itching to get out and to finally open up their doors and use the outdoor space versus just the indoor space.
Absolutely. After this long, cold winter that everybody is so happy to see,
been dreading,
say goodbye to,
yes.
We've really got something both for indoor and outdoor, something for everybody. It doesn't matter if you've got a tiny little patio or just a front stoop. We've got something that we can help you out and really make your backyard, front yard, inside really come to life with a ton of color. That's what we're known for, is color.
Right, it's color, and that's the great part. Is even, you know, walking in the store right now, it's amazing how it can, you know, this time of year the weather can be all over the place. We can go from, you know, a somewhat decent day where we think, okay, this is officially spring, and then to all of a sudden a snowstorm, right? So, but walking in here, it feels like summer almost,
like
right?
So,
and that's the great thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're talking about the variety of space, and nowadays people are, you know, limited with space sometimes. It's amazing what you can do and what we do provide with the smallest little accessories. As you say, some people, all they have is just their balcony, but you can make that your own little garden, your own little haven with what we have.
Absolutely. It's amazing with just even a corner of a balcony. You can take a chair, a potted plant, put an umbrella, put some decorative cushions, put a throw with it, you can make up your own planter. We've got an amazing assortment of plants, both perennial and annual plants as well too, or you can add some color, or we can plant it for them, or we have some already pre-built, ready to go just to walk out the door with.
Well, that's the great part, because some people are itching to get their hands in soil this time of year to do it themselves, so we have all the bits and pieces. But again, I've always loved the fact that you can walk in and there's a TERRA professional that can put one together for you with whatever pot you've chosen or that type of thing. So let's focus a little bit about our 5th store. And where is our 5th store?
So our 5th store is on the Hamilton Mountain. If you come up Highway 20, right where Highway 20 meets with Brimell Road and Regional Road 20, you go east on Regional Road 20, and it's just out there.
It's right there.
It's not far at all.
That's a perfect spot for it to be, because we need it, and you know, the whole purpose of keeping TERRA open there, we wanted to have a TERRA there, is to provide, you know, all the service that we've provided in this neck of the woods, out in Waterdown and Burlington and Milton, and to be able to put it there as well. And so let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen with the store, because right now it is open, but then it's going to close and then reopen.
That's right.
So talk about this story.
Okay. So there was an existing garden center there already.
Yes.
So we've taken over the building, and we've done some minor modifications to open up for spring. For example, we've expanded the greenhouse, so it's a larger greenhouse. And we're going to run with that and work through that, because there is an existing customer base there. And we wanted to make sure that we kept and that we service that customer, because we've got so much to offer them. Then we're going to run the store through July. Then probably about mid-July or so, we'll be shutting the store down. And then something really exciting is going to happen. They are going to completely renovate the store, really expand it even much larger. So our whole showroom space, so the indoor, outdoor piece will be, we'll be able to expand that and offer and show so much more. The greenhouse will be expanded as well. The nursery perennial mix, actually, even for this spring, our nursery perennial mix will be expanded upon what was already there existing, but we'll have more opportunity to really show that as well too. Then early in 2015, we will have another grand opening with the brand new spanking beautiful Terra design.
Amazing.
It's really going to be an amazing store.
It's hard to even think because we just turned it feels like we just turned into 2014, and to look ahead and talk 2015 now, that's going to be some big changes, and I think that's really great for our customer base that is, that East Mountain, and to be able to see what the store is and what we've been able to do with it right now, as you say, from the existing greenhouse that we purchased, and to see what it will become. And people who know Terra, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and the fun thing for customers too is that if they come into the Hamilton store, they'll see an artist's rendering of what the store is going to look like when it is rebuilt and when the new store opens in 2015. So we can really share with them and give them a vision of what's to come.
That's going to be really exciting for you, again, as you mentioned, being in the company for the last 4+ years, just to see the growth, and we've all seen the growth within the stores themselves, but now to have a new store and for you to be a part of that too, that must be really fun for you.
It is, and the nice thing too is I've been able to pull together a crew of some of our managers, department managers from other stores.
Oh,
so
it's kind of like when you have a football team and you steal players from other teams?
That's exactly what it's like. I got some of the best that I brought with me. Plus, we're also bringing people from the area too. We're creating new jobs for Hamilton as well too.
That's awesome.
We'll probably have about 40 to 50 new positions created by opening up this store.
That's great.
We hire in a big crew for seasonal because of course our peak season is through the spring and summer.
Right.
And then we bring lots of people on board to join us and help us get the store.
And it's great,
open.
because it is going to give exposure to maybe a client base that has maybe never come this way, never come to Burlington, or Waterdown or Milton, to be able to see, or Vaughan, to be able to see like all these other stores that we have and all that this direction. Maybe now we're going to say, hey, you know what? Look, this is what Terra's all about. And there'll be that little bit where it'll be closed down only to make it fabulous. And then, and then it'll be awesome to see what all what we bring, because again, it's all about the variety. It's not just for people, who have never been to a Terra store. It's not just about the greenhouse.
Yeah. And it's not just about gardeners. It's not about people that have been gardening forever. We have so many customers that come in have never put their hands in soil before. So we've got our staff are all in purple shirts, and they're all extremely knowledgeable and very passionate about what they do. And they are so happy to share their information with customers and help them. So whether somebody's just starting out for the first time and never put a spade in the ground before, just has a balcony to work with, or they've got an acreage and they just built a new house and haven't got a clue where to start.
That's
we can help them out with all of that.
So grand opening April 5th?
Saturday, April the 5th. Yep,
okay.
It's coming up very quickly.
It is, and there's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be very exciting.
There'll
lots
be special
of
events, there'll be special offers, there'll be special promotions. So I really encourage everybody to come and check it out, because there'll be a lot of fun going on.
And that's great for even our existing Terra customers to venture and go and see what's there as well,
absolutely.
Right? Be part of the family. And Pat, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to see what we're going to be bringing for this spring and then for next year to come, and how it develops. So good stuff. All right, that's it for now. We'll have more Terra at home in just a few. Please stay with us.
Where color lives. You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
The Hamilton Spectator, at work, at home, or on the go. Read us online, in print, or download us to your e-reader. Get the Hamilton Spectator any way you want it.
Good morning. Welcome back to Terra at Home. I'm here with Michael from Let Us Love Cafe, downtown Burlington. Nice to be back in your space.
Thank you for coming.
And we come back with a new facelift. So last time we were here, it was Kind Food, and you've made some changes and moved it along. So tell me, what is the difference now between Kind Food and Let Us Love Cafe?
So with the new look of the restaurant, we've converted just to become more of a, we wanted to be able to keep growing and expanding the business here. And with this sort of a new simplistic approach to the cafe, I think that we're really attracting a great new demographic here. A lot of people who are new customers, as well as some of our initial ones. Once the initial shock wore off,
they're like, oh, it's the same place, it's the same greatness.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's organic and clean eating and vegan and
yes, healthy, vegan, organic, local. We're doing gluten-free food as well, which is very it's becoming a more and more popular popular trend there. But yeah, it's it's taken a little while, but I think people are getting used to it now. It's been great.
It's set in officially. So you've obviously expanded your menu as well. A lot of variety, and we have some wonderful foods in front of us right now. Let's talk a little bit about it's nice because back in the day when people would hear vegan or vegetarian, people freaked right out and they got shy. If you didn't eat that way, everyone thought everything tasted like cardboard. And there are a lot of myths and misconceptions when it comes to eating like this. And now more and more people are realizing that it's just actually good for you, and it makes you feel good, and it doesn't have to be a scary thing to do, and it actually tastes good too. So let's talk about some of those misconceptions.
Some of those
and myths.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most popular myths about going vegan or trying a vegan lifestyle is that you're not going to get enough protein in your diet, or that you might be deficient in certain nutrients and vitamins and everything like that. But you know what? We've kind of compiled like a menu full of food that Mother Nature's kind of supplied us, and realistically, all the food and all the vitamins and nutrients that you really need are all in foods that Mother Nature's really kind of provided for us. So yeah, we're getting complete proteins, whole fibers, lots of through all kinds of different sources, through like beans, seeds, nuts, legumes. You'll see we have like lots of dark green lettuces and other kinds of like healthy fats, and yeah, we've got a wide variety.
It's amazing though, really, when some people don't realize that there's protein and there's calcium in vegetables. Sometimes they don't think they can get that from that. So when you're having one of your awesome green smoothies that you are getting a lot of calcium from that, and you are getting protein, and you are getting some really great essential little nutrients in there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, you know what, for example, like with the green smoothies, they're like, it's one of the staples in all kind of like vegetarian or vegan diets for sure. And by adding in like, lots of dark greens like the kale and spinach, you're going to get lots of calcium, like you said, protein for like the full morning. We've got, lots of, you said there's calcium and protein, but fiber in that as well.
Fiber, yeah.
And by blending it all together, you're actually going to get all those vitamins and nutrients right into your bloodstream within like, a good 10 minutes. And it's going to give you that like nice sustained boost of energy that won't kind of give you that crash like you do if you get a coffee in the morning, and you won't find that's going to happen with all of those like delicious dark greens, and you've got other kinds of fruits in there for they are like all complex carbohydrates.
Well, that's
as well.
The thing, right? So you have that orange in there; it's a good carrier for the spinach, right? And the great part is, I think now a lot of times people are now eating because it's a fuel, and it's actually, instead of, some people just eat for the sake of eating because their body's hungry. I'm just going to put some really whatever kind of food in my stomach, and they feel really kind of sort of either grumpy and heavy through the day, and they're just dragging themselves around, and then you realize this is actually fuel. It's the combination of a really great amount of nutrients, as you were saying, from proteins and carbohydrates, and all the right combination in one plate. Like this here is yummy. I want to eat it right now.
Yes.
It's so good. What is this one?
This one is one of the Happy Buddha Bowls there. So for the Buddha Bowl, it's served on an organic short grain brown rice, which is, again, it's a great complex carbohydrate that'll break down into your body into a quick source of like energy, instead of being turned into and stored into your body as fats. Then we loaded it up with like some fresh cilantro, some freshly diced tomatoes, a little bit of red onion. There are almonds and avocados. There's baked sweet potatoes, which are great, good source of beta carotene, which is, again, it's good for your skin, your eyes, your hair. And again, with the almonds and even the avocado too, those are both essential sources of like fatty acids like the omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, as well as fiber and protein too. So you're getting
everything
All
in
of your
there.
bases are covered with that one,
Isn't
definitely.
and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And this sandwich here, which one is this one?
This is one of the most popular new burgers. One of the new burgers that we're offering now at Lettuce Love Cafe. It's a delicious, like house-made organic veggie burger. It's done with organic black bean, quinoa. We do a blend of spices and seasonings in that, and there's also flax meal in that too, which is a fantastic, source again of fiber and the omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. So those are, widely known as great food for your brain. This one, in fact, took our chef Brad Robinson about a dozen attempts before we really nailed it down.
And that's the thing a lot of times with your bread here is really good as well. And again, as people know, especially people who are celiacs, people who have had to experience the whole gluten-free trend over many, many years, that has come really far now that they can actually eat bread and it tastes good.
Yeah.
That's been hard, but again, that's a lot of experimenting to make that, to get the flours right, and to come up with something that's not like a brick.
It's true. It's true. I mean, we've searched like high and low and tried and found the best stuff out there. And so, by what we're using is an organic gluten-free. It's a quinoa maple bread, a fantastic it's actually a whole seed. It's a very high protein seed. Again, sometimes can be confused as a grain, but quinoa is another complex carbohydrate, has all 8 amino acids, a very clean protein as well.
And that's the thing, and people are becoming more familiar with quinoa now. You're starting to see it more mainstream out there, right?
Yes.
And forever, meanwhile, it's an ancient grain, but it's been around, or not technically a grain, as you say, a seed, but it's been around forever and ever and ever, but it's one of those things that have finally...
It's working its way into everybody's diets. It's just becoming a little less unfamiliar for people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And of course, you have lots of great soups and salads, and really good choices for people again to get the dark leafy greens versus that light salad. Right.
Exactly.
You're getting more nutrients from something like this versus romaine lettuce or leaf lettuce.
Exactly. Like for example, this one's one of our beauty salads. This is another salad that got a cool update when we went to when we switched to Lettuce Love Cafe. It's full of beautiful massaged organic kale. Which is broken down with a little bit of olive oil and sea salt to start, just so it opens it up and it tastes a little bit more palatable. But it's loaded up with superfoods. There's some hemp seeds and goji berries, which are a fantastic source of calcium. And again, with the hemp seeds, a complete protein with all 8 amino acids. It's like the building blocks of your DNA. This stuff is like rocket fuel for your body.
And
it's
that's
awesome.
amazing. So again, to kind of wrap it all up, because we could talk about this stuff all day, but you of course have your sister store, which is Kelly's Bake Shop. And again, they carry the brownies and the World Peace Cookies here, but of course she's just around the corner on Brant, and that's the best part, is that you get all of these worlds, and it's healthy and good for you too.
Yes, they're guilt-free, they're fantastic. They're doing some of the most amazing desserts in Canada, all vegan, all gluten-free, and just a half a block up north from us in Burlington.
That's the best part. So thank you for inviting us into your space, and again, this is great because again, you are seeing more just the average person coming in here and enjoying the food. It doesn't taste like cardboard, it tastes amazing, and it's good protein and carbs and all those essential nutrients that we said we needed, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Michael.
You're
and
welcome.
Again, thank you from Lettuce Love Cafe, and of course Kelly's Bake Shop as well, which is oh so yummy. We've been there before too. It's oh so pink. It's cute. All
Come
right,
by, check us out.
We'll be back with more Terra at Home.
Terra, where color lives.
Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Good morning. Welcome back to Terra at Home. We have Chef Mark on our show again from La Piazza Allegra in Hamilton, and nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Last time you were here, we made a lamb dish, and this time we're making a pasta.
We are making a pasta. Now, this one is, I really like this dish because, again, it's a very seasonal dish. It's not something you want to do in the middle of summer, July or August, a little heavy for that.
Right.
But, you know, fall, winter, into the early spring, fantastic dish.
Okay.
What it is, it's a squash ravioli. And what we've done is we've taken a butternut squash, and very simple, cut it in half, clean the seeds out, a little salt and pepper, a little bit of nutmeg, put it in the oven, just roasted nice and slow, and then we pureed it. And this is what you end up with right here.
Very good.
So the sauce itself, and this one's a really neat dish as far as flavors go, because it's you have the sweetness of the squash, and we're gonna make it a little spicy in the sauce. So you have a sweet and spicy thing.
Nice.
So we have some sausage that we've already cut ahead of time. This is just your standard hot Italian sausage.
Okay. And that's what's great is that we can again use any kind of sausage, and that's what's good about this recipe. You don't have to have homemade sausage. You can go and buy sausage from anywhere, any kind you like. But as you say, having a little bit of that hot spice in there is
A little bit of heat is nice. Now, I like spicy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bird's eye
bringing out
chili.
the big guns now. We got these little chili peppers.
And I'm just going to split it, and I'm going to throw it right into the pan.
Oh, how hot is this going to get?
It's got a bit of a bite to it,
This is
but
fun.
it will be offset by the sweetness of the
Right.
squash. So we're going to let that all brown up. Now, while that's cooking, I'll show you how we make our ravioli here. Now, I already have some pre-done, but we have the fresh pasta sheets, and they've been just lightly moistened.
Okay.
Now, you can do as many as you want out of this. You can make them 6, 8, or you can do 3 large ones. For this, we'll do 3 large ones.
Okay.
So put some squash in the middle.
That's one thing I've never made at home is my own pasta. And you shouldn't be afraid of it, right? It's actually, for some reason, like, I don't know. I feel
It's
like
a bit
really,
of work, but
it's a
you
lot
know
of work.
what? It once, you know, if you get the family involved with it, it could become a
Right.
fun thing to do.
Right.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a glass of wine while you make pasta.
Yeah, I think that would make it a lot better. Okay, now you've talked me into it.
There you go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to press the pasta sheet. So we have one on the bottom and one on the top. Like I said, we've moistened it. You press them down.
Yep.
There are pasta trays that you can use as well.
Yes, I've seen
They're a
those,
little
yeah.
bit smaller than that.
Right.
And
And
then
these are
we
big
have,
ones you're making.
these are
quite,
large. This would be more, if we were going to do something like this would be more of an appetizer style
Right,
kind of
okay.
ravioli.
Sure.
And then you have a cutter and it's a crimper at the same time.
Yep.
And you do all the corners on it. Straight across.
Makes it a little fancy.
Looks good. And then you have
Your
pasta.
little pasta
And
pocket.
there's your ravioli.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to keep an eye on this. Now, while this is browning up, I am going to slice this cabbage.
All right.
Now, I use Savoy cabbage just because it's a
Yes.
little bit more tender. It doesn't have that strong sulfur
Right.
flavor as regular cabbage. So we're going to shave it nice and thin. And this is going to be part of the garnish for the top of the pasta.
Okay.
So we're going to put it in our pan. We're adding a little bit of oil. And we're adding brown butter. So if you ever brown butter, it changes the flavor profile of butter by browning it. It gives it a real nuttiness, which is
How
really
do
nice.
you brown butter, just for people watching at home right now?
You put it on the pan,
Yep.
nice and slow. You have to keep an eye on it, and when
Yes.
it starts getting that real dark caramel color,
Yep.
that's when you want to remove it. You're going to strain it through a coffee filter, and you end up with
And then
that.
you get that. Okay.
You end up with
All right.
that.
So it's pretty straightforward, but it really does change it, the flavor of it, absolutely.
It
It's
does.
great.
So we're going to put some salt and pepper into this.
Okay.
Now, depending on how hot you want it, you can squeeze those seeds out of that chili like I am.
This is going to be interesting. Oh my goodness.
And we're going to let that go. We're going to add some pureed garlic. And then what I have here is some dried marjoram.
Okay.
Now, as a general rule, marjoram and any pork product go very, very well together.
Okay, that's right. There's a certain association with an herb
Yes.
and meats that just work, right? We know sage and turkey and all those kind of things.
That's
those,
right,
Those
exactly.
companions, right? So,
Exactly.
Okay. That
So-
one I didn't know.
Yeah, marjoram and pork goes really well, and marjoram and squash go very well as well. So if you want to add a little bit of a savoriness to your roasted squash, you can add a little bit of that, sprinkle it on top as well.
Okay.
So we have this sauteing. We have our sausage going. This is 18% cream.
Okay.
So we're going to add some cream.
I'm not even going to look for a lighter alternative to this because this is just the way it's going to be.
Well, I have some people ask me, well, if I didn't want to use
Yeah.
18% cream, is there something else? You can use 2% and put a quarter pound of butter and do it either way. You're ending up back at 18. So
That's the thing. Sometimes you need that fat to give it flavor, right?
it does.
It's just
Natural fat. Your body understands. It tastes good.
right.
I wouldn't suggest eating it every day,
No.
but as a treat once in a while, there's
That's-
absolutely nothing wrong with it.
That's the whole thing about cooking and good cooking is you have to know in moderation.
In moderation.
What you can do, what you can
That's
get away
right.
with, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So we have our pastas.
Yes.
We're going to throw them into some boiling water. Now I've salted the water, and whenever you salt water, you should always salt it like seawater. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Now,
what you're
is
aiming
the point
for.
again of salting water for pasta, cooking pasta?
You know what? Everything came out of necessity. So way back when in Europe, they didn't have running water. They used to go down to the sea, take a pot, and away you went. It just became habit. So now you use
Wow.
salt.
That sounds so much better. Sounds like a really nice idea. Again, you got a lot of moving parts going on here right now. Now, cooking fresh pasta doesn't take that long, right?
No, it would take about 4 minutes.
Okay.
And
All right.
because the squash is already roasted, you're
That's all
pretty
good
much
to
ready to go.
and-
Yeah.
All right, very good. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll let all these components cook. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll plate it all together and turn it
good.
into this lovely, some spicy, creamy,
Savory-
sweet, savory dish.
got everything
all right,
going
we'll be
on.
right back with more TERRA Home.
Terra, where color lives.
The Hamilton Spectator. At work, at home, or on the go. Read us online, in print, or download us to your e-reader. Get the Hamilton Spectator any way you want it.
Good morning. Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We're back with Chef Mark from La Piazza Allegra in Hamilton, and we're doing this lovely squash ravioli, which we were talking about is going to have a little bit of heat. So I'm curious to try this afterwards, just to see this combination all
how
come
it
together.
works,
Yeah. So
So-
we've cooked our little raviolis over there.
We
Our
have
big
cooked them.
raviolis, I should
Yeah.
say.
I'm going to take them. I'm going to put them right into the sauce. And then once I get these in here, I'm going to add a little bit more brown butter to the cabbage. And that's just to give it that, make sure you have that nuttiness, because I do want
Right.
that flavor to come out.
Okay.
So we'll put those into the pan. Here's the brown butter. The pan's still hot from the cabbage, and you can see I've fried it all up, made it nice and dark.
That looks good.
Now we have our Parmesan cheese, because all pasta dishes are good with Parmesan cheese.
We were talking about the fact that you wouldn't want to eat this in the middle of July in your bikini.
No, this one's a little bit heavy.
No, that's why it's so perfect for this time of year when our weather is just all over the map, right? This is
That's
good.
right.
Not that you'd be wearing a bikini, Mark, but you know. Of course, you can find these recipes on our website at terragreenhouses.com. So as you're plating this for us, oh, that's just lovely. This is going to be very, very good. This is a good hearty
There we
stick
go.
to rich dish, isn't it?
This is a hearty one. And then we're going to take that crispy cabbage that we have, and we're just going to put it right on top.
Oh my. Nice glass of wine with that, you're good to go.
That's
huh?
right, a nice glass of
that.
wine. And then I always like to garnish with something so people kind of understand what's in there.
A little foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. So we put that chili in there so
Look at
people
that.
know there's a bit of a bite to this dish.
Warning. Warning. I love it. Really great to have
And
you on
there
the
you
show
go.
again. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Great ideas, great dishes, and again, something different for our folks at home to try. So give it a whirl and let us know how you feel. That's it for now. Have yourself a good weekend. We'll see you next.